Hey everyone, Jim Carter here, and today we are going to talk about how to build a free website with Google Sites. Now, this is an absolutely free option for you to build your first website. Google has this not so well known product called Google Sites that allows you to drag and drop and completely customize a very simple, very structure based website. And they also offer the ability where you can map your own custom domain name. So if you've been following along on this video series, we've already set up a Google account and we've already set up your custom domain name, so you can probably see where this is going. I want to offer as many options that are cheap and easy and not very technical and complex, so you know that you have some options moving forward about how you can start to launch your digital properties moving online. So we're going to dive right into it. Now, if you remember before, we went ahead and just registered a brand new Gmail account. This is nothing fancy, no credit cards are on file for Google. Now, the Google Sites product is one of many products in their suite. If you click these little three dots when you're logged into your Gmail account, there's all kinds of icons and things here. Now, it may not show directly on this grid. However, if you click this button for more from Google, you'll see there's all kinds of stuff that you can just learn about that Google has, of course, both for sale and as part of G Suite. But if you go all the way towards the bottom, there is this icon right here called Sites. So I want you to click on Sites. Now, this is the very first time that we're going through it, so you're going to experience this with me. They continually iterate this product, so if I get hung up, we're just going to run through all this together, and we are going to put together a very simple homepage together in real time right now. So this is mentioning that there's a new version of Google Sites. It may or may not show that by the time you go through it. And to start, all we're going to do is click the little plus sign to create a new site. So that plus sign is right here in the bottom corner. Now, first thing we're going to talk about is the structure of what Google Sites is. They offer a little walkthrough here, so we're going to go ahead and just take that to make it simple. So basically saying that these layouts and this section for the insert, this is the content that you set up for your Google site. Next, they're going to talk about how you can move things around. You'll see that as you move your mouse, it starts to come alive. So it's just showing you that you have the ability to drag and drop things as you go. And then they talk about the collaboration effort. So you can also work with others, and then when you're ready, you can publish. So let's go ahead and get started. We want to look at the structure of what this page is. So let's go ahead and give this a site name. And if you remember, we had registered Coffee Shop Tech. So that's our site name, nice and simple. Once you type it in, it automatically gives that site a name. And just for clarity, when you go back to your list of Google Sites, now Coffee Shop Tech actually shows. So we're going to move right back into it. And now you can get an idea and you can see how as you start to go through it, you can create multiple sites and you can keep working with it. So let's just call this Coffee Shop Tech. And now what we're looking at is there are different types of headers. There are ways that you can upload images. And then of course you can insert both these structure-based items and then these elements. Then this is our list of pages. So here we can have as many pages as we want, and we can start to nest those pages. We can put together a menu system. And then ultimately, they have ready-to-go themes. So if you just like the way that one of these themes looks better, then you can go ahead and start with one of these. So let's look through a couple of these really quick. I think I am liking this one. So let's go ahead and use this theme out of the gate. Now that already comes with a fancy photo. You can upload or you can select a new image. You can also just change the way that this header looks. You can make it a larger banner. You can just do a title, or you can do it where it fully covers. So you can see they have a lot of really nice out-of-the-box options here. Okay, so moving on. Let's go ahead and actually set up a little bit of a layout. So we can take one of these blocks and you can see that you can just drag it in. And then from here, you can start to put information together. You can upload a photo. You can start to move things around. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say latest news. And here's the most recent article I found. Now, let's go ahead and go to one of my favorite sites, Unsplash, which is just beautiful, free stock imagery that we can use. So let's search for something like news. And here there's a fancy photo of a person reading a paper that we can't really see. So we're going to let that download, and I'm going to move that over to my desktop. And I'm going to come back over to my site. And here I'm going to upload. So that's going to give me this option here. Move that there. And now you can see it was that easy. I've already got the roots and kind of this scaffolding to a very simple site. So let's go ahead and just keep moving through some of the configuration options, and then we'll show how this all works. Now, let's just say we want to actually do a full page of news. So I can come over here and I can either make a new page or I can make a new link. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new page, and we'll call this news. Advanced allows you to just specify what that page path would look like. So for right now, we'll just type in, we actually won't type that in. We want to probably publish it first and see what that main site looks like. So we'll type that in, and now you can see that it's intelligent enough to know that now that we have multiple pages, we may want them in a menu. So you can see it's already doing a lot of this work for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So what I want to show you is now you can come back over to home, and we can do something like insert a button to see, hold on a second. So this is going to be view all news. And what it does is it pre-fills all of the extra pages that you already have in your site to link everything up. So now we can move this over, let's just say here. So you can see how this is, again, starting to come together. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit publish, right? This is going to be the web address, and you can see here that this is going to be our final site. Now, out of the box, Google will host it on sites.google.com. So again, if you don't have to have your own custom domain name, save the time and just go ahead and start sending people to this. This is going to be really helpful for PTAs, for organizations, for a scrappy nonprofit that you're just setting up, or if you just want to get the word out. However, in one of our next videos, I'm going to show you how you can actually map it to a custom domain, again, totally for free, letting Google handle all the hosting. And then finally, you can request that search engines do not index this site. So again, Google is the most popular search engine in the world. I guarantee if you don't check this box, this site will start to show up in Google. So you have to make that decision. Is this a private site? If it's private, you want to tick that box. If it's not intended to be private, then you want to uncheck that box. So at least for now, I'm going to go ahead and tick the box because we're just keeping this as more of a fun site as we learn, and I'm going to hit publish. As soon as it's done publishing, it'll give you a link where you can view it. I'm just holding down the command key on my Mac, and that will open up in a new tab, and you can see here we have our brand new site. Now again, there was zero code written in this tutorial, right? You can see how simple it was to go through. It automatically has Google search built into your site. You've got a header, you've got a menu system, you've got a beautiful image. I'm also just going to show you how this looks really quick on if you were to simulate how this would look like on an iPhone. You can see that it's automatically responsive out of the gate. I'll show you what it also looks like on an iPad, so a tablet based. This is what that would look like there. And if we just go ahead and flip right back to the full mode, we can click our button and we can go over to our news archives. Now, whether you're on these pages, you can go ahead and click edit here, or you can just move back to your authoring interface and you can continue. That is how simple it is to build a website, and this is how quick you can do it, right? This video is under 10 minutes. So I guarantee you have no excuse where you don't have an option to be able to build a website today. And I want to continue to show you these types of tips so you know that you have these different options for how to get your word out. In our next videos, I'm going to show you how to map a custom domain. We're going to do a lot more with custom sites. We'll get more complex, but not necessarily harder, working with things like Kajabi and WordPress and making things run faster and be more optimized, so that way you have every opportunity to get the word out. I'm really excited to keep showing this to you. If you're liking what you see, please go ahead and leave me a comment. I love getting these pings and these updates about how people are putting this kind of stuff into action. My name is Jim Carter, and you can find me on all the socials at CauseHacker, or you can find me on my own personal site where I'm publishing these, and I'm putting together an entire course with a lot more information at jimcarter.me. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.